for tuning in again. I'm Melissa and this is Flourish in Faith, and today we're going to be talking about how science proves Christianity. But before we dive into that, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, so today's video is going to be a really great video because I'm going to be explaining how science actually proves Christianity to be true. The first point I want to share is that nature and science follow this rule, and the rule is that something can't be created out of nothing. Now, this is an amazing thing that they figured out, and it actually proves Christianity, and I'll tell you why. So something can't be created out of nothing. So us people, humans, and the earth, and the animals, and the trees, and the nature, and everything, all of that, the universe, everything, the Big Bang including, something can't be created out of nothing. So us couldn't have been created out of nothing. There had to be something before us. Now, that would be God. And the reason why he didn't have to be created out of something is because he is eternal. Now, nature doesn't follow this rule of eternity, but God does. God is eternal. Now, I'm going to put a little image in your brain of what eternity looks like. So, imagine you're here. You're on the tip of my finger, okay? And there's this arrow that goes both directions forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Okay, you are right there. And behind you is all the things that came before you, and in front of you is all the things that are coming in the future. And let's say an hour has passed, or a day, or 10 years, or 1,000,000 years. You are still always gonna look like you're right here. All of this still was behind you, and even 1,000,000 years, all of that was still in front of you forever. So you're still always going to be there. So eternity is like that. God has always been there. There was never a beginning. There was never an end. And God has always just been there. I know that's really hard to grasp as humans because we think perception of time and how there has to be a beginning and there has to be an end. But God does not follow this rule. And he also doesn't follow the rule of something has to be created out of nothing. Well, it can't be created out of nothing because God created us out of absolute nothingness. God created with himself, with his mind, with what he wants to do. He created us. He created our whole universe. And this can't be just it. Our universe can't be just it. The second point that science proves Christianity is the Big Bang. Now, the Big Bang seems to make people think that Christianity isn't real and that Christianity is offended by the Big Bang. There's two things I want to say to that. One is that, yeah, a lot of people don't believe in the Big Bang, which is totally fine. But second of all, I actually could go either way, but I believe that if there is a Big Bang, if there was one, that God created the Big Bang to happen. Now, this kind of leads into my third point, which is that when something in nature, which the Big Bang happened, that was something in nature, when something in nature happens, it always leads to chaos. Now, I don't know about you, but nature is a sound system. It is not chaotic. It is not explosions and not organized stuff. So out of the chaotic explosion, a organized system of nature came on Earth where humans were born and where there were other animals that were perfect for us to ingest, and there was a perfect sun that was perfectly angled and that we were perfectly distanced from it so that we could live. That seems pretty hard to believe that there wasn't a guider guiding the explosion that probably happened, guiding that into peace. It has to end in chaos. That is a law of nature that scientists have figured out, and so everything in nature has to end in chaos. It can't end in peace and harmony and a system that works and grows grass and then it dies and then it grows again and then it keeps growing and that trees grow and then they have leaves that fall and then they plant seeds of the other ones. No, that's not supposed to happen. So God created the Big Bang to happen, possibly, and he created this system. He created this amazing nature that was able to make a system. So those are my 3 points of how science proves that Christianity is true. Now, moving on to my next point is that if you're like, okay, so if a God created nature, how do I know which God it is? Because there's so many religions, then there's so many gods. It could be Buddha, it could be Muhammad, it could be the Christian God, it could be Jesus, it could be anything. It could be the stars and the moon, like a lot of people think, and I'll get to that later. But the reason you know that God, the Christian God, the one with Jesus as his son that came here, died, crucified, rose from the dead, saved us from eternal death, the reason we know that it's that one that is true is the Bible. Now, the Bible is not just a book with amazing stories and a ton of names and people and stories of their lives, and it was just put together. No, it was constructed beautifully, and it was guided by God. So, as you can see in Genesis, there are so many things about how we were created, and as Christians we believe that that is how we were created. It shows us how we were created. Now, no other Bible in other religions show how we were created like that. And also, in the next parts of the Bible, you can see that there is this amazing consistency throughout the Bible. Now, before I get more into that, think about this. You are assigned a job, okay? Your job is to write 1 page of Winnie the Pooh, like a book about Winnie the Pooh, a 1-page book. Now, you don't make it out of any other previous books about it. You just make your own story, okay? You make 1 page about Winnie the Pooh. Then a total stranger you have never met in your life before actually is 100 years later than you, like they were born 100 years later than you. They are assigned to write a page of Winnie the Pooh too, without looking at yours at all. I don't think those would sound like the same story. You would probably write, Winnie the Pooh got some honey and he ate it. And the other person would probably say, Winnie the Pooh, he went and met Tigger at the park. See, those don't line up. Those don't line up at all. Now that is because they weren't inspired by truth at all. You weren't inspired by something that is same. You were 2 different people. Now, with the Bible, it was written by so many people. Imagine a book made of thousands of authors that wrote like a chapter. Wouldn't line up usually. Seriously, the odds are 0. The odds are 0 that the whole story would line up. But since the writers of the Bible were Holy Spirit inspired, they wrote the Bible consistently, and it was consistent. There is no inconsistency in the Bible at all. Now, this gets even more amazing because I'm going to put it into a better perspective. So other religions' Bibles, I guess a couple of them are written by 1 person, and they even have contradictions because humans obviously contradict themselves. They are hypocrites and they make contradictions. They say things that they don't actually mean. They don't do it in the future. They say something different because of different circumstances, different things. So other religions, they're written by like 1 or 2 people, and there are inconsistencies. And also they are in the same timeline. Now, the Bible was made by thousands of people who lived at various times, lived in various different places, totally different people, like a tax collector and then like a zealot. Like, are you kidding me? They are totally different. And so the Bible was written by thousands of people, Holy Spirit inspired, and so they all knew truth. They wrote the truth. The Bible has no inconsistency. That is so amazing. That shows that there is something going on with the Bible. The Bible is true and accurate, and it shows an accurate record of the past. It shows an accurate record of what Jesus did with the miracles, and other religions, including Islam, backs up that Jesus did come. He did those miracles. He was crucified. So it shows the Bible is accurate. They just don't believe that he was the Son of God. Now, the Bible clearly shows that Jesus is the Son of God. We were created by God. It tells us the story of how we were created by God and what order. And there's no inconsistency. There is something going on with the Bible. That is how you can know that Christianity is the God. It is the one that has the God that created us. God is the one who made us, and it's the Christian God that did it. And if you want to learn more about how we were created and stuff, I encourage you to just read Genesis and learn about it, because it talks all about it. There's also so many prophecies that, like, people from thousands of years ago, they prophesied things that are happening like today. Things that are being found out today. Things that scientists are finding out just now, when thousands of years ago, when they did not at all have the same knowledge about science, they prophesied it because it was Holy Spirit inspired, which basically means that the Holy Spirit told them what to write. Maybe not like in a verbal sense and they could like hear it with their ears, but they inspired them. They put it on their heart to write what they wrote. And that's just amazing. That's a miracle. So one final message I want to say before the video is over is that Christianity isn't just all about the facts and knowing for a fact that the Bible is true, and I know that Noah's Ark happened because I saw it, and that is the only reason why I believe it. Let the facts follow you. You lead, you believe in God, and you understand that God is the one, and you believe in him. You have to take the leap of faith. That's why it's called faith. That's why it's called believing in God. Because you have to take that leap of faith. No matter how many facts, even if God stood in front of you, you could still be like, I don't know if I believe in him. Maybe I was just imagining it. You can always find that way out, but you need to take that leap of faith in order to become Christian. Every Christian has had to take that leap of faith. And so let the facts follow you. You set your sights on God, and then the facts will follow up. You'll get reassurance, and like if you're watching this video and you already are a Christian, and you hear me say that like something can be created out of nothing, that shouldn't be the reason you believe in God, but it should be a booster. It should be like, oh yeah, that's why. That's another reason why. That proves what I already thought. You know what I mean? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you think someone else could enjoy this, please share it with them. It really helps my channel, and it also could help them. So thank you guys, and bye!